all this ascending, we may as well talk about the ego, because that's what it's at. That's what it's about, really, is transcending the ego. But to be able to transcend the ego, we need to understand the ego and how the ego works, okay? And understanding the pain body, okay? So I'll just wait for some of you guys to jump onto the live stream. If you're new here, I'm Susie and I help people ascend. We've had a lot of soul activity lately. We've had a lot of X-class solar flares. So when we have the increased soul activity, okay, it's more energy flooding through the earth. That affects our, okay, mind, body, and spirit. That affects our pain body, okay? And I'm going to get into it in a moment and explain the pain body so you can understand that and how that ties in with the ego and ego dissolution, because you can't kill the ego. The ego is part of the human mind, the psyche, it's the ego. But the thing is, we no longer operate from our ego, we operate from our heart space, which is our true pure sense, which is our higher self, our spirit. So when we're operating from our spirit, from our higher self, okay, the world is a better place. So it starts with us. We need to be the change that we want to see. All right. So we need to understand the ego first and the many facets of the ego to be able to get to that point where, okay, I'm no longer operating from my ego. Okay, because the pain body, all right, I'll get into it. I'll talk about the pain body. If you look at all the experiences that we've been through in this lifetime, okay, all of the experiences right back from childhood, we went through traumas at a young age, and we hold on to these traumas within our body, within our cells. It's called the pain body. It sits within our pain body, and a lot of the time a lot of the time traumas from childhood isn't processed, okay, because one, maybe didn't feel safe enough to process childhood trauma. Two, maybe we had abusive parents, maybe we were abandoned and neglected, whatever the scenario may have been for you, where you were unable to process the traumas, okay? Maybe your caregiver was causing you the traumas through abuse or whatever it may be. So what happens is it starts right back in childhood, and that trauma is not processed, so it sits within the body, and it's called the pain body. Okay, it's part of the psyche. The ego is the pain body. And then you go about your life and you're going through all these experiences in life and you're getting triggered. And especially right now, as the earth is going through this shift, okay, especially right now, we have a lot of soul activity coming through, a lot of X-class solar flares at this time. We've had like 6 X-class solar flares in the space of a week, okay, so that's a lot of solar activity. What happens is triggering people's pain bodies, okay, people's unhealed traumas and things are coming up to the surface now, and you're realizing that yourself because you're just cruising about, okay, and now you're feeling emotional. You may just start to cry for no reason. Maybe you're feeling agitated, you're feeling irate. Why? Because things that are stored within your cells, that are within, are now coming up to the surface, because this light that's flooding through the earth is helping us purify. And this is what this time is about for humanity and the earth. It's the purification process. The earth is going through this huge shift. But pain bodies, collective, think about this. You're navigating your dark night of the soul. You're on your healing journey, okay? Enlightenment, healing journey, your ascension journey. It's a path of righteousness. But for this to happen, okay, you have to lean through the shadow. You have to face the shadows within. That's the pain body. Hey guys, welcome. Welcome. Good to see you here. Okay, so you have to face the shadows within. So as the energy shift and stir up, it's the pain body within. It's not the real you. The real you, your higher self, your spirit. When you get to that point, you can really start to observe. This is why presence is key. I always talk about presence is key. And you're sitting there and you're observing the mind, observing the thoughts, all those thoughts that's going on in your head, okay, that's telling you you're not good enough, where you're doubting, or you're doubting your manifestations, or you're judging people, you're picking on people, you're picking on yourself when you look into the mirror. Yeah, you're feeling negative all the time, you're gossiping, you're judging, you're involved in drama, you plugged into just negative timelines. That's all part of the ego. That's not your spirit. Your spirit should be thriving, you see. So when you start to understand the ego, because you're coming from a place of, you're the witness, you are the witness, you're observing the ego, the mind, how the mind works. You get to that point where you become so good at it, because you wake up, bang, that's your spiritual practice. Okay, we're all spiritual. Okay, we're all spiritual because that's what we are. That's our pure sense of what we are. But your practice is to stay present, to stay awake. Once you wake up, you know that you're not the ego, you're not the mind. That's all you have to do is stay conscious. People are getting about, they're saying they're awake, but they're not conscious. You're awake because you're aware of certain global events. You're awake because you have some inkling about this or that. But to to be purely awake is to be purely aware, is to be conscious. You have to be present 24/7. That's being awake. Okay, and the thing is, if all the energy is shifting up and the pain body's been activated now, okay, the pain body's been activated because someone's triggering you. When someone's triggering you, that's an opportunity for you to go in and to heal and have a look. Why am I being triggered here? There's something in me that's being triggered right now. This person's just triggered me. Okay, it's the pain body that's being triggered. The pain body's being activated because the pain body, okay, that's where all the trauma and all the old memories and all that is stored within. It's like, look at it like this, it's like an energy. Okay, you have your spirit, then you got this dense energy in and through and all around you, your aura. You walk past some people sometimes, you feel their energy is dense and heavy. It's because their aura is dense and heavy, because their pain body is so filled with that negative energy, because they haven't even started chipping away at healing that. They're not doing the inner work, they're not facing the shadows. And how you face the shadows and how you do the inner work, all you have to do is be present with it and bring awareness to it. So when someone's triggering you, in case your pain body, remember that's your pain body being activated, because the pain body will sit dormant. The pain body can sit dormant for years and years and years until a trigger happens. Maybe it's a trigger out there in the matrix, you've just copped something on the news or some nonsense like that's triggered your pain body now. Maybe you're realizing all the sexual trauma that's out there, or all the stuff that's gone on through the governments, all these corrupt organisations that are involved in child trafficking and sexual traumas and all this. So maybe that's triggering your pain body now, because maybe you experienced a sexual trauma or whatever through your childhood or somewhere along the way on your journey. Now the pain body's been activated, it's been triggered. That's an opportunity for you right there to lean into that. That's why I say you lean in. Feeling is healing. So you can transmute that pain body, so you don't have to live the rest of your life walking around with all this baggage, this backpack of all this shit. It no longer serves you. We don't need to hold on to all that. And the thing is, right now, when you're aware of that, that's where the real true healing takes place, through presence. Okay, through presence. Thank you for the compliment. I just did my hair pink recently. I really like the colours, and I haven't had colours the last sort of few months, so it's time for the colour now. You see? But when you're conscious, and again about consciously, okay, people who are unconscious and get around unconsciously, that's a test for you, because you have to keep pulling yourself back to presence. It's challenging being around, because a lot of people who are awakened, okay, they say it's difficult, it's challenging, I'm the black sheep of their family. Oh, I don't get along with anyone, no one gets me, it's too complicated, people are sleeping, this person is just acting unconsciously. Yes, it may be challenging, but it's helping you. You can take advantage of that situation. You can sit there and play victim and then slide into your ego, or you can pay attention, okay, to that there. You can, what I'm trying to say is, you can take advantage of that situation and use that situation, that person who's acting unconsciously, okay, to deepen your spiritual practice. Because you're getting about now, you're practicing presence, whatever's coming up, whatever's been triggered for you, you're leaning into that and you're working through it, yeah? So when the people are acting unconsciously, your family members, your partner, your spouse, your friends, whoever, people in the community, and you find yourself getting triggered now, yeah, you're feeling that, bring your awareness to your own pain body. What's going on within you? Are you feeling the frustration now? Watch that straight away. You're not being pulled into your ego and judging them now. Watch your ego, okay? Because your ego will be like, oh, now this person's asleep. That's you judging. So mark yourself up. You need to mark yourself up. One love, guys. One love. Mark yourself up and be responsible for your own stuff. You don't want to get around and have a bigger ego. You're trying to dissolve that. So that's the first thing. They're acting unconsciously. Make sure your ego isn't pulling you and judging them. They're out where they're at. Okay, you breathe through it and you work through it. You have stronger boundaries. You walk away if you need to walk away, but you just know that their pain body is so activated. Their pain body, some people's pain bodies are just, they're hard to be around because it's like a ticking time bomb. And some people's pain bodies, the people that they're constantly triggered all the time, they're triggered. And that tells me is that because they just have so many wounds that they haven't gone in and faced and tended and healed. But there's opportunities there for us at this time as the earth is going through this shift. It's a collective shift right now. So much light is flooding through the earth. People's things are being stirred up. Pain bodies are being stirred up. You guys have been on this journey, okay? You guys have been on the healing journey. Maybe you're new to this healing journey, okay? It's doable. You just spend more time within whatever's coming up for you, okay? Sit with it, sit present with it so it can transmit. The people want to go and cover things up. They want to go and drink. They want to smoke. They want to keep busy. You can get to that point where you don't have to have a vice anymore. You don't have to blaze up anymore. You don't have to drink anymore. You don't have to binge eat anymore. Okay, you don't have to run from it anymore because you get stronger and stronger. It's your energy gets stronger. It's your spirit. Your spirit is strong. Your spirit is already staunch. It just gets stronger and stronger because it's your energy force, your life force isn't weighed down anymore from all the shadow that you've carried from childhood. You see, because you're chipping away at that shadow. As every time you're being triggered, you face that trigger, you lean right into it, be real with yourself, yeah? All right, well, being triggered here, what's this about really? I'm feeling irritated, lean into it. What is this about really? Put everything aside, go, attend that. Attend the trigger. When the triggers pop up, attend the triggers like it's a child, like it's a screaming toddler, like a baby, a crying baby. Attend to it. It's your inner child. Attend to it like your inner child. All right, I got you. What's this about? Be real with you though. Be real. What's this about then? Shit, and you realize, okay, there's a part of you that still needs healing there because the trigger was stemming from something from childhood. Maybe it was abandonment wound. Yeah. Maybe it was some sort of wound, okay, that's coming up to the surface now because it's sat dormant in your pain body until a particular person came and triggered that for you. Maybe you're in a new relationship, you're starting off in a new relationship and you're finding maybe you're starting to feel a bit insecure, you're being triggered a little bit, you got maybe insecurities coming up. Be real, what's this about then? Was there somewhere on your journey, maybe a past relationship, the spouse cheated on you or was, you know, um, untrustworthy or whatever? That part of you never really healed. That's why people end up with toxic relationships because they cycle the relationships because they go through that sort of trauma, okay? Because now their egos feed egos. Remember this: egos feed egos. So the people that have a relationship that goes sour, they go separate ways, and people too afraid to be on their own because the ego is attachment. They need to be attached to someone. They need the external validation. They need that love externally. But you're going to get to that point where you can learn to fill your own cup and love yourself because you don't need anyone or anything externally when you know exactly who you are, your spirit. That's you, your higher self. Okay? When you get to that point, you realize I'm not the ego, I'm spirit, I'm powerful. I don't need someone to make me feel complete. I don't need someone to, validate me. You don't need external validation. Someone gives you compliments, you're cool either way or not because you're secure within yourself. You know who you are. That's powerful. It's a very powerful place to be. Rita, my friend, welcome. It's a very powerful place to be. So stay empowered with that. You see, stay empowered. Use those triggers. When the triggers pop up, use them. Be real with yourself. Set time aside. Sit with it. Okay, why am I triggered right here? Okay, and that's your opportunity to do the shadow work because these lights, the light, the energy that's flooding through the earth right now, it's illuminating all the shadow, not just our dormant pain bodies. Okay, it's illuminating everyone's pain bodies. A lot of people aren't aware what's happening at these times. A lot of people just going about their days existing in the matrix. They don't know what's going down, and the only information that they know is the information that's pumped out in the mainstream media. That's all they know. They don't realize that Earth is going through a big shift. They don't realize that, freedom is valuable for everyone. And freedom is available for everyone. We don't need to wait till we get to a certain destination to be able to feel peace because, we think this is the ego as well. The ego. The ego is always so loud at times through challenges as well, but the ego thinks it's not the real you. The ego thinks when I get to this certain destination, that's when I'm going to be happy. Or when I have this certain amount of money, that's when I'm going to be happy. Or when I meet this certain partner. A lot of people do that, especially with lovers and partners. When I finally settle down and meet this special person, I'm going to be happy. But the thing is, you'll get there and you'll never be happy because then you want the next thing after that because it's all coming from a place of ego. But if you can fill your top your cup up, feel within, do the things that make you feel joyful because that's you pouring love into you. Pour love into your inner child. Go back to your childhood, the things that you used to enjoy doing as a child. Try to do those things again as an adult to bring out the inner child. Maybe you're not used to doing things to bring out your inner child. So go and explore different things. As simple as crank some music, have a dance, bring that inner child out, learn to play again because life isn't supposed to be so serious all the time and so routine all the time. Learn to play again. And when you can learn to play again and just dance, and just be merry in that moment, because you're in the present moment. Spirit can work through you, okay? And then you have more clarity. You feel more lighter. And through that process, you're shifting a lot of the old energy that you've been holding on to, the pain body. You see? You have to really watch the ego, because like I said, at this time the egos are getting louder and louder, and you don't want to keep feeding your ego. You need to get to that point now. As the earth is going through this shift, you want to keep up with the earth shift. You want to get to that point where you're recognizing what the ego is. People are new to this concept, the ego. People think ego is, yes, here's an example of a loud ego. Someone walks into the gym, they've got a nice body, they walk into the gym like they own the place. Yeah. That's a form of ego. Okay, but also another form of ego is someone who is gossiping. Okay, that's a form of ego. When you're sitting there and you're looking at yourself in the mirror and you're picking flaws, that's not you, that's the ego. So you start to understand the many facets of the ego. There's so many different layers to the ego. And you understand that's your goal. You've awakened, but you have to stay awake. And my biggest advice is to study the ego, understand the ego, watch it. So you go about your day. It doesn't matter what you're doing. You're working, you're with people, and it's challenging. It's easier when you're on your own because it's quiet, it's still. But when there's other people around, or when you walk into a crowd or a real hectic place where there's lots of dense energy, that's when the challenge comes in. That's your opportunity to practice presence even more, because that's the liberator, and that way no one will thieve you of your energy. Because a lot of people out there, they're operating so deeply from their pain bodies. Okay, their pain bodies are so active. That means they've got a lot of trauma in their pain body, in their energy field, held within their body, in their cells. People with a lot of diseases and stuff. You look at people who struggle with numerous health issues, lots of diseases. It shows, you can tell, because they just have so much emotion, so much trauma that haven't worked through. It sits in the body. This is why I always encourage body work. Body work is crucial. You do your body work, you find the body work that works for you, because as the energies are shifting on the earth right now and your pain body is trying to purify, you're trying to purify right now. If you're not moving and you're stagnant, the energy is not going anywhere, it's sitting within. And that's why you're getting frustrated, and then you're getting irritated and you're feeling like absolute crap, because the energy is trying to flow and shift, you see? And then you go and project your stuff onto other people. You see, this is what I mean. We all need to take responsibility at this time. Okay, so when the pain body is activated, because the pain body is there, like I said, it's a big energy field that's just a lot of trauma. If you go back, okay, maybe you're new to the healing journey, maybe you're I won't say halfway through, because you know where you're at, wherever you're at on your healing journey. Okay, you just have to be real with yourself. Okay, and if you're new to this concept, and you really want to heal, and you're really trying to understand and become a better person in this world, and you want to understand what enlightenment is and to operate from a place of peace, most of the time you can be in a place of peace no matter what's going on. You can stay in flow state because that's your spirit. Okay, but to do this, you've got to lean into the shadow. So be real with yourself. When something's coming up, when you're being triggered, okay, you're just flying off the wire for no reason, you're irritated for no reason, be real with yourself. Okay, ask yourself, what is this about then? Okay, and you'll find I'd say maybe 80% of the time, it's going to take you back to childhood, to the inner child that still wasn't healed. Okay? A lot of people think, oh, my childhood wasn't so bad. Okay? You may have lost a pet, but you never dealt with the grief then, or you never dealt with the anger. Okay? Maybe you had one parent, okay? But maybe you never dealt with the anger, or the disappointment, or the letdown. Yeah? Maybe you were betrayed in your childhood from your best friend or whatever. Think maybe you went through a sexual trauma, you were silenced as a child. You got up, you went along about your life before you knew it, you was an adult, you had kids, you got married, you got a career, whatever, but the pain body's still sitting there, the energy's still sitting there. So when daily life presents you with situations, okay, and people come onto your path, maybe people come and stay with you for a bit, or you're staying somewhere, you're in a different area, different situations are happening and occurring. Never play victim. That's the ego coming forward. Okay, look at everything as an opportunity. Look at it like that. Everything and every single day is an opportunity for me to become the better, greatest version of me. What is the opportunity here? Okay, wow, I recognize now this is what's going on. My pain body's active right now. Okay, This is what's going on. This is what this is about. And you can start to chip away at those old wounds and start to free up space within you so you can be more creative, so you can be more motivated, so you can go out there and you can have more energy to go and do the things that you want to do. Okay, so you can just go out there and do God's work, because we're all supposed to be out there giving service to humanity. Okay, we're not supposed to give service to self. That's the ego. People out there, they're still giving, it's all about them. Us human beings, okay, we're here, we're having this human experience, okay, but we're supposed to give service just how Jesus did. And Jesus loves you too, my friend, just how Jesus did. Okay, Jesus understood. He transcended the ego. He was in his heart space. We can't get it. How can we go out there and treat others in a place of unity? Okay, non-judgment. We're not judging people. Okay, we're one love. Doesn't matter where they're vibing at. Okay, how can we get to that point though if we can't go within first? Firstly, we have to learn to love ourselves first, and that's loving all the parts of us, all the shadow selves of us, all the parts of us. Be real with yourself. The parts of you that are judging yourself when you're looking at yourself in the mirror, the parts of you that are feeling, I don't know, whatever. Just be real with you. Every single part of you, the part of you that's still binge eating, yeah, the part of you that's still irritated, the part of you that's still angry at men, the part of you that's still angry at your mother. All these, look at all the parts of you and own all that. You bring in awareness there, because then firstly you've accepted now, you've accepted the pain body, you've accepted, yeah, because you're not resisting it, you're not pushing it away now. That's how you're going to heal, because you recognize it, you're real with you, you're no longer resisting, you're no longer denying. First step. Okay, second step, be with it now. When the emotion comes up, when the trigger comes up, okay, tomorrow morning when you wake up or you're starting your day today now, pay attention. Stay present. Cruise about like that. Stay present. And if something happens to challenge you, maybe someone's cut you off in the car and it's really pissed you right off. Okay, you may be at that point now, you're zen. Someone cuts you off, you don't react because you recognize they're just unconscious. If they were present, if they were fully present, they wouldn't behave in that way. You can tell where people are at with how they behave. You can tell where their level of consciousness is at. Okay? So then you see when you're in these situations and people are acting certain ways, you just see, not from a place of judgment, you can see that's where their level of consciousness is at. But don't let your ego kick forward and think, oh, I'm better than them. No one's better than anyone. Yes, there's stages to this. This is evolution. You can fast cut your evolution if you want to. You don't have to sit on the third dimension in the matrix. You can transcend. You can keep climbing up the ladder, fourth dimension, fifth dimension. That's where the peace is at. That's flow state. Yeah, Zen vibes. Everything happens for a reason. I see what it is. Well, this shit didn't work out right here. Well, I'm cool with that. Thank you, universe. Because everything is happening to serve you. Even the triggers. Even your pain body's coming up, getting loud. You're feeling frustrated. You're feeling triggered. You see a lot of people now, right? They're just crying uncontrollably for no reason. Maybe you're just driving your car and you start crying, and maybe you don't realize, okay, maybe it's not your emotion, maybe it's not your grief you're experiencing or sadness, maybe it's just sadness just coming up. So don't try to figure it out, because that's the ego again. Just be present with it. This is how emotions shift real quickly, because emotion is just energy trying to shift. So whatever's coming up, if you can just be mindful throughout your day, whatever's coming up, whether it's the agitation, the frustration, the sadness, welcome it. All right, I'm welcome. I can feel that shit stirring up here in my heart, for example. Welcome that. Come into it like it's a sad child and give it that love and attention. That way you're tapping into your inner child. That's a real healing there. You don't have to pay thousands of dollars out there to go and do an inner child healing workshop, my friends. Okay? You bring the love into you. Bring the love into you. Because if you can't love you, you'll never attract pure love. The relationships that you will attract, will be purely egoic relationships. They'll not be a unconditional love relationship. Think about it. Because a lot of relationships, they're egoic. Okay? They're egoic relationships. They're relationships where you feel validated from the other person. Oh, this person's come along, swept me off my feet. Now everything is beautiful and fun and bliss until you have a fight or disagreement, or until the person decides to walk out on you, or the person passes away or something. You're attached. You don't want to be attached. We can love with non-attachment. we can get about in this lifetime with our family, with our friends, with our jobs, with our careers, with whatever, with our wherever we're living, in a place of non-attachment, because everything's going to change and shift and chop up anyway. Okay. Hey Hashhead, this is ascension, baby. Ascension. Okay, this is proper ascension, not the nonsense that they're pumping out there in this crazy new age spiritual community. New age spirituality is old school. That's what we are. We're spirit embodied, having this physical human experience, and all we have to do is return back to purity. And how we return back to purity is we go inward. The answers, everything is within. That's why I say meditate, meditate, meditate. Any opportunity you have, when you're not working, you're not looking after kids, you're not cooking food, you're not exercising, you're not creating, any opportunity you have, go in and meditate then, because that's when you really will start to tap in with you. And that's where real tears happen too, because now you've fully paid attention within. You've paid attention to the inner child now, and you can heal those inner child wounds like that. It doesn't have to take months and years how it used to back in the day. Like I said, the light that's flooding through the earth now, this is top-notch energy, my friends. This is plasma, baby. This is pure energy. Okay? So go inward. All the answers that we seek are within. Okay? Sometimes we get caught up. We want to watch, we want to watch and listen to everyone all the time, especially those readers and all that. Hey, my friends. Okay, we want to listen and get all this, but it's still external validation. Start validating yourself. Walk around and know your worth, know who you are. If you don't know your worth because you got that energy in your pain body because someone belittled you as a kid, you got bullied through school, your husband or your ex-wife or whoever, family members, parents or whatever abused you, called you all that. And then the belief system that you've adopted now, the belief system that's set here in the mind, okay, it's still active. You haven't healed, you haven't cleared that out. So that's why you walk around now super sensitive. Someone says something and straight away you've taken it as an attack, or you've taken it as like that person's blaming you or pointing their finger up, and it's your trigger though. You see, because that wound, the old wound within you is still so raw. It hasn't been nurtured. So when you're triggered, you see what I'm saying? When you're triggered, it's the pain body being activated again. Bring the inward now. Sit with it. What is this about? Where's this coming from? And love that. Love the pain body until it transmutes. Yeah? You transmute the pain body. And that's how you liberate yourself. No one can do this for you. You have to do the inner work. You can sit there, you can read all the books, you can watch all the videos, you can speak to all the gurus, okay? You can even watch my content, but no one can do this but you, okay? So recognize when other people's egos are coming forward, they're acting up. Watch how your ego wants to come forward. You may be so far in this journey, your ego doesn't even bother because it's like there's no point. Egos feed egos. You operate from your spirit now. So, and one love to the people that come onto my live streams and, want to put these sort of, comments like stand up and show me your butt and all these sort of things, for example, because it's like, it's teaching everyone here, is teaching the audience at the time. You recognize your ego when someone comes and says some nonsense comment, for example. Watch how your ego would like to come forward and play, you see? But that's the old energy. It's about now just, you're not reacting. Yeah, you're not reacting how you used to. You're so present. You can see this person's coming from a place of unpresence. They're unconscious. And that's how we diffuse things. You see, how do you think the earth's going to shift? Through our awareness, through our presence, through our consciousness. This is what this time is about. You see? So when the pain body's been activated, be real with yourself and have a look. Okay, what's this about then? So I can heal this. And people are testing you. The universe is throwing people in your life right now to test you. Putting situations on your path now to test you. Every moment, every opportunity is an opportunity for you to strengthen your spiritual practice, to deepen your spiritual practice, to get to know your spirit more and more, because this is evolution. This is what we come here for. We're very lucky to be on the earth at this time as the earth is going through this shift. This is the lifetime. We're here experiencing this shift. And if you're serious on your ascension walk, okay, if you're serious, okay, you're in and you're doing the inner work every day, you're doing the inner work, you ain't playing about. Because why would you play about when we have the opportunity? There's so much light here. If you snooze, you lose. And what, you're just going to continue to suffer and then come back again and suffer again. There's a whole karmic wheel, just suffering and suffering. We don't need to suffer anymore, is what I'm trying to say. So when the pain body is activated, lean into it, transcend it. Otherwise, if not, if you're going to continue to run from it and just ignore it, ignore your triggers and ignore everything that's stirring up in you, it's not going to go anywhere. It's going to sit within you. Physical diseases manifest. Then you're putting dense energy out into the world. You see? So if you resonate, please feel free to subscribe, hit the like button, and share my content, guys. It will mean a lot just to share my energy out there. And my phone's about to go flat, so I was zenning out, and I just thought I'll jump on real quick and push this out. So thank you, Hashtag. Okay, so just remember that. Okay, recognize the pain body within you, recognize the triggers. Okay, the opportunities for you to heal. Have a look. And Hashtag bro, hope you're onto it still for the 2 weeks on the root chakra for your healing there. Keep meditating on the root chakra, my friend. Okay, and you'll start to see things will shift up. Okay, all these X-class solar flares lately, what, 5 or 6 X-class solar flares in the past week. We had a series of geomagnetic storms lately. A lot's been shifting up for a lot of us. Even myself, I had a nap today. I'm in my pajamas right now, but like today I had a nap even. It was like 3 p.m. I came in late in here and I was just like, I'm gonna rest, man. Okay, just lean in and rest. So just ride the waves of ascension, ride these beautiful waves of plasma. It's happening for us. Don't let your ego take you down the wind lane and be like this, and all that. Because there's numerous and hundreds of thousands of ascension symptoms at this time. People are feeling sick, nauseated, dizzy, emotional, all that. Let's just come from a place of acceptance now. Accept everything. Accept everything. There's no suffering. Accept it all. Take it all graciously. This is what life is presenting to me right now. This is what life has given me right now. I can go against the current. I can just ride the waves like a boss. Yeah, that's what's up. You know, wave after wave. That's right. We're cosmic surfing out here. It's an amazing time to be alive. So you be gentle with yourself. Be gentle with your pain body as you get triggered and things are stirring up for you. Be gentle. Bring that love in. Bring the love inward. And look after yourself at this time. Stay hydrated, stay grounded, and rest when you need to rest. Okay, don't forget, bring the balance in now. Let the inner child out. Get out there and go and dance. Go and dance in public. Who cares what people think? It's time for authenticity right now to be found. Just go out there and be you and be good at it. If you're worrying what other people think, what's that? That's the ego. You see? Worrying what other people think, that's just the ego. Worrying what people think. There's only one of you. So why don't you just go out there and be the greatest version of you? That's what I'm trying to say. Okay? Till next time, my beautiful friends. Stay blessed, stay loved, stay in the light, and stay present. Watch the ego. Okay? Stay present 24/7. The minute you realize that you weren't present, okay, you're present again. The minute you slip into your ego and you realize that, you just come back to presence. So keep practicing. Before you know it, you're going to get about like that. Longer and longer. For longer time throughout the day. Not just 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Your whole day will be presence. Then you'll start to see your energy will shift. You'll have more energy because you have more life force flowing through you now. Because you're breaking through all the old energy, the old pain body. You're going to have more life force flowing through you. You're going to feel more creative. You're going to have more energy. You're going to feel healthier. The diseases, the sickness is all going to shift out of you. It's just dense energy. It's stuck energy. Remember that. Dis-ease is just stuck energy. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, my beautiful friends? This phone's going to go flat, so I'll see you soon. One love. Peace.